Today, from Gillette Stadium in Foxborough, it's Week 1 of the NFL on EA Sports.
Here's the punter, Jake Bailey, ready to do the honors. And we are underway in Foxborough. And they will wrangle it down a couple yards shy of the 30. The Dolphins ready to go to work on offense, led by their second-year quarterback out of Alabama. It's Tua Tagovailoa.
And for all the collegiate success he had, highest passer efficiency rating by a mile. He's a guy who's had his share of detractors at the professional level, but I do like his poise, I do like his moxie, and I love his accuracy.
Setting to throw on first down is Tua. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. Launches deep. A jump ball, and this is caught. A huge play there right off the bat. Defense blitzed, but they picked it up pretty well.
Allowed their man to stand firm in the pocket and not be hurried, didn't it? That allowed him to make the nice throw downfield to help complete that play.
A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. Able to fight for about 4 yards there to the 13.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice gain like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
To throw on 2nd and 6. Tua got his man complete over the middle. That's Fuller. And the Dolphins are going to be set up with a 1st and goal coming up as they get him down at the 6-yard line. 1st and goal, a good chance for our first touchdown of the new season.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And that'll get him halfway there as he takes it from the 6 to the 3-yard line.
And Brad, they went to a nickel defense, and that's a surprise this close to the goal line because ordinarily you use the back end of the end zone, the sidelines as extra defenders, and you want bigger people. On the field to try and help against the run.
So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. Carter with it. And he takes it into the end zone for the Dolphin touchdown. Ethan Carter, a 3-yard touchdown run. And the Dolphins are on the board here first in the season opener. Excellent start there. First drive of the season. Big-time success putting it in the end zone.
And remember, that was done without any real map of how to do it. In other words, the deeper you get into the season, you got game film to work off of, tendencies to work off of. The first drive of the season, things can be entirely different than what you've seen in the past. It's a really good job of execution by them.
Extra point up and good by Sanders, and that makes the score 7-0. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. Olszewski going to hold on to this one. Touchback. Time to get our first look at the Patriot offense and quarterback Matt Jones, the rookie out of Alabama, the number 15 overall pick in 2021.
Mac Jones absolutely believed in himself coming out of high school. Went to Alabama despite the fact there were many high-profile quarterbacks already on the roster and blossomed into a Heisman Trophy candidate in his final season with 41 touchdowns and only 4 interceptions. Steady, consistent as a passer, doesn't have the biggest cannon for an arm, but can stretch the field and lay those passes in on the deep ball.
Jones now on first down. And this is going to be caught, but they'll say out of bounds. So it's incomplete. Charles, we take a peek there at their recent draft class, and this definitely a year where they had a chance to greatly improve this team.
And you've got to take advantage when you have this type of an opportunity. 2 first-round picks, you better scout them well and hit on those selections.
To throw again on second down. Jones, and that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up third down.
Nice play there to force the incompletion, and to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one there, but you get the feeling they keep making plays like that, they might just get a few.
Yeah, once you get one, defensive teams think they come in bunches.
And the AFC's Pro Bowl punter last year, Jake Bailey, on to punt for New England. Back deep to return is Lynn Bowden. Call that a 45-yard punt, just 2 yards there on the return. And it'll be Dolphin football. So Miami coming out for their second drive. And Charles, nothing like squaring off with a division opponent, a division rival in week 1. Do you like that they are matching up this early, or would you prefer a game like this be a few weeks down the road?
I actually like the early matchup for a few reasons, Brandon. First of all, it allows you to see that in the entire offseason and know, hey, right out of the gate, we're playing a division game. Second part is it spreads them out a little bit. If you just have them all bunched up at the end of the year, that's not as much fun watching teams try to survive that gauntlet when you do have injuries down the stretch. And last but not least, let's face it, we're TV people. What a great game to sell right out of the gate.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Tua quickly into the hands of Fuller. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
Looking for more there on first down, but this throw downfield incomplete.
Well, they certainly came out firing. In this one, and while that one was incomplete, I can't imagine that'll be the last shot that they take in this game.
Here's 2nd and 10. Now Tua. He'll let this go deep for Ruggs. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
How about this offense already feeling good about themselves with a touchdown already in their first drive? They certainly come out firing, even though that one was incomplete.
With the 7-0 lead, more apt to take a shot like that downfield?
Hey, you're one to the good. Go ahead and try and press your advantage.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. Throwing now is Tagovailoa. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Now that's a good bounce back after giving up a touchdown on the opening drive. Just 1 first down permitted and then out. Obviously no loss of confidence with that defense, and now they get to turn it back to their offense.
The 3 straight incompletions, they don't care. That hasn't dissuaded them. They're going to go for it on 4th. Tua on 4th down. He'll let this go deep for Ruggs. And it's intercepted. Picked up by Jonathan Jones. And the Patriots are going to get the ball back on the turnover as they hold on fourth down. CD, I know it's just his second year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped.
And that's a run characteristic of Damian Harris. When he touches it, he gets not what's just blocked, but he gets a few more yards as well. He's been dinged up his first 2 years with the Patriots, only 10 starts a year ago, but you have to believe that this coaching staff thinks that he's capable of bigger and better things.
And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
Meanwhile, Jones' throw into the hands of Henry here. The completion there by Mac Jones. And Charles, what do you think this defense needs to do to slow down this young rookie from Alabama?
Well, as usual with a rookie, pass rush is big. Put some pressure on him and see if he can handle things in the pocket. But the other one is your defensive backs, linebackers who are covering people, they need to be on the spot because he's extremely accurate with the ball. He doesn't miss very many throws downfield, puts it right on his receivers. You have to be there to stop them at the point of the catch. 2 drives won't tell the story of this game, but you absolutely have to like how this defense has played thus far. They have yet to allow this offense to get on track in this one.
We'll call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. And they have been disruptive in the passing game, as we're going to see here. The Dolphins at the line, ready for their next drive. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
A good gain on first has him set up with 2nd and just a couple of inches now from the 29. They fake the handoff. Now Tua. Here's Fuller with a catch. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done.
2nd and short, that's a rundown, so it's definitely a good time to go play action if you're feeling it. And they do so and pick up a 1st down.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. Here's Tua. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And some room to work. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. That's a good chunk of yardage. It's going to be canceled out.
And we always talk about hidden yardage in a game. That's going to count as that because now it doesn't go on the books, but now they have to make that up again, don't they?
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. From midfield, here's Tua. Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. And this is incomplete. Oh, he had 6 points right in his hands. But could not hang on. So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down. On the handoff, it's Gaskin. And flags come in as he gets forward for about 3 yards. Now let's check on the call. Liam Eichenberg, second-round pick in 2021 from Notre Dame, the guilty party. Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. From the gun, it's Tua. He'll let this go deep for Ruggs. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
So much about defending the pass is being able to be right there at the moment the ball gets to the receiver, and he was right in his hip pocket, helping force that incompletion.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means he'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. He's going to let it go again. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down. So pass interference, the call. That's going to set him up with a 1st down.
And if it's a bang-bang play, maybe the flag stays in the official's pocket, but instead, he definitely impeded the receiver's right to catch the football. The officials letting the players know how the game's going to be called here in the 1st quarter.
The chain gang hustling to catch up. Here's 1st and goal from just inside the 10. They'll run now with Gaskin. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. A good pickup there, 7 yards, and it's going to be 2nd and goal now.
When you look at the geography we're staring at, this part of the field, don't you always think of big backs carrying the football, bruisers trying to pound it in? Instead, look at a little more of a scat back.
And he'll take this into the end zone for a Dolphins touchdown. Miles Gaskin, a 3-yard touchdown run. And the Dolphins lead this now 13-0 here in the opening quarter of the ball game. So a good start to the campaign so far for them here in week 1.
Yeah, all the things that you dreamed about in April and May and that you worked on in July and August, getting ready for this game, it's all coming together so far.
Sanders on for the extra point. And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first quarter lead. That time a 6-play drive. And it was capped off by a Miles Gaskin touchdown run. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. Olszewski going to hold on to this one. Touchback. Out comes the New England offense to see what they can do this time. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a 1st down now. Off the play fake, Jones. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39.
You can almost hear the sigh of relief coming from their sideline and from their point on the field because this has been a tough start for them thus far. A much-needed 1st down there. They've needed something good to happen. Plays like that will continue to help them dig out of this hole.
And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4, 2nd and 6.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown, so a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later, and let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on 1st down.
Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
Oh, I see you nodding your head along with me, partner, because it's pretty obvious what they were trying to do there on the drag route. With his speed, they're hoping he can turn the corner and maybe take this to the house. But that was excellent work defensively to make sure once he caught it, he wasn't going anywhere.
And he will have a Patriots 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Something to watch here in week 1 of the season, tackling. Because you and I both know that in the preseason, a lot of these guys don't play a whole lot. Plus, the intensity and the speed really ratchets up on opening week.
1st down, and they go back to Harris. And he's able to get this one down to about the 40. Jerome Baker, Dolphins leading tackler in 2020, in on the stop there. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. On the give, this is Harris. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. He lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down.
They had 3 tight ends in that formation. That's almost a universal sign that they're planning to run the football. But how about the defense there? They met force with force and caused a stack up behind the line of scrimmage and threw him for a loss.
On 3rd down, Jones. The Dolphins get there this time, and they bring him down. Emmanuel Ogbah that time, able to drop him for a loss. But when you're down a couple of scores like this, CD, you can't afford too many plays that go in the wrong direction like that one.
Yeah, when you take a good look at it broadly, sacks are better than giving up an interception. But where they are on the scoreboard, they've got to get rid of all of that and just create positive plays for themselves in order to have a chance.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. And that one hits at the 7, but bounds into the end zone, and that'll be a touchback. Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. They've got things going their way early. 14-0 lead and the football. 1st and 10. Tua going to throw. Going for the deep ball. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. So a costly penalty yardage-wise as that'll move the football down to the spot of the foul.
And what the officials are looking for in these situations, whether you're playing the man or the ball. And if you're playing the man, you get a lot less leeway in terms of what's going to happen at the end of the play. But if you're looking for the football, it's less likely to draw the flag.
He'll let this go deep for Ruggs. And a high throw there as this is knocked away, down to the ground and incomplete.
I'm not sure it made a difference on that play, but one thing to keep in mind, here in the early part of the year during a day game, the sun does play a factor on deep balls.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. This is Gaskin on the carry. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. Nothing to score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Now a play fake. Here's Tagovailoa. And inside the 20 before he's brought down.
And partner, they're locked in man coverage out left, and they end up running a crossing route. Rounded it a little bit more than a slant. And he's just going to angle himself towards the right side of the field, and that's very difficult for a defender to shadow him across all that ground.
Here's Tagovailoa on 1st and 10. This will be caught at about the 5. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3.
I think a lot of people ask the same question all the time. Why do we see so many slants in the red zone? Well, the windows are tighter. Everything's more condensed. It has to be quicker, and you've got to deliver the ball on time. Your biggest worry? Ball gets tipped in the air, because if that happens, then it's fair game for the defense.
Gaskin. And he is in. Touchdown, Miami. Myles Gaskin. Already his 2nd touchdown here in this opening weekend. And the Dolphins are looking good here in the season opener as they're able to extend their lead. Well, I don't think that we're ready yet to say the route is on, but they have certainly looked near flawless here in this first half, and now an extra point away from making it 21-0.
Yeah, and your experience led you to say that, because we have both seen those 21-0 leads come and go in this league, but this one feels pretty darn secure. And here's the other part. Even when people chip away at it, it forces you into being almost perfect on the other side, doesn't it, in order to try and mount a comeback.
Extra point up and good by Sanders, and that makes the score 21-0. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. Olszewski going to hold on to this one. Touchback. Now the Patriot offense set to take over again. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here, or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either. Nice satisfying run on first down for the offense, picking up 5, which means defensively, the thought process is entirely different. You don't want to panic, but at the same time, you're saying to each other, we've got to tighten this down. We can't give up gains like that.
And he'll be upended at the 33 following a gain of 3. And guess what? It brings up 3rd down.
Some of these play calls, I think they're a little conservative. But you know me, because it's easy to sit up in this booth, right, and make all the calls and think I'm going to be correct. But I would like to see them open things up, because otherwise this defense is just going to gang up on the run and shut them down.
Trying to pick it up on the ground with Harris. And boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. Just a 2-yard pickup, and that should necessitate a call for the punt team here on 4th down. And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. A very nice punt that time, but they get 11 back on the return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Dolphins offense returning to the field. They are clicking on all cylinders. They seem to be just scoring at will right now, and that's why they've opened up this big lead.
And now we always talk about getting into the zone, and all athletes are seeking that, aren't they? Where everything is working for them, every move they make works, it clicks, and they are on point right now.
Yeah, they are. And that is caught one-handed. Oh, my, he pulled it in. It's a big play there for Miami. A one-handed catch, that's one thing, but with the defender right there, that was a heck of a play.
It used to be that one-handed catch was instinctive in a game. Now it's a practiced move. They work on it before, after, during practice sessions. It becomes part of their repertoire, and it pays off.
Here's Gaskin. And power running here down to the 6-yard line. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
So much of the game today, we're looking for hybrid players, guys who can do a combination of jobs. And anyone who plays a strong safety position, now more than ever, is a hybrid type player. Half defensive back that covers passes and half linebacker that makes tackles. We just saw the linebacker.
And he will take it in for a Dolphins touchdown. Phillip Lindsay. A 6-yard touchdown run. And the Dolphins are able to widen their lead here in this first half. Well, you talk about a team coming into an opposing stadium and just taking the life right out of a crowd. That's what we're witnessing here. 27-0, Charles.
And this defense, they've just looked completely unprepared for what's been thrown at them. And you know they're supposed to adjust series to series. That has not happened for them, so I don't think halftime adjustments are going to help a heck of a lot. They are in major trouble unless they figure out something really fast.
Jason Sanders to kick off for Miami.
Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. Olszewski going to hold on to this one. Touchback. Well, the Patriot offense back out, getting set to go. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Well, another completion there, and what a big moment in a young quarterback's life, that first NFL start. And Charles, obviously they want him to win games, but if they're looking at him under a microscope in this first month or so, what do you think they're hoping to see from him?
Well, for every question they'll have for him, they should have for themselves as a coaching staff, because it's not just how quickly can he learn the offense, it's what they can teach him, right? How can he build a relationship with his receivers? And, of course, how open is he to learning? And, of course, how open are they to giving him things that he can put in place on the field?
And the Dolphins rush gets home. Down he goes. Give the sack to Jerome Baker. Boy, Charles, that time he took a bad situation and made it worse.
Yeah, you're almost putting together a nice little song there, aren't you? Because it's something you'll see from young quarterbacks. They have that tendency to retreat backwards instead of stepping up in the pocket.
The Patriots send out their punter as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. On the return is Bowden. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt, and the Dolphins will begin this drive in great field position, 1st and 10. Out comes the Dolphin offense now as they get set to take over here. They are just putting things together so well here, drive after drive. They really have captured the momentum, haven't they?
They've taken momentum and pretty much not just given him a jersey, but a seat on the bench as well. Whatever do you need, you've got it, because the way they're stringing things together and creating that distance between them and their opponent is really hard to narrow that gap. And the other part is they're taking their spirit away from them, too.
And now they're just looking to add to that total. This secondary has been roasted in this first half, but they get a measure of revenge there. Nice play on the deep ball.
Yeah, they're going to need a few more plays like that in order to get their confidence fully back. But that's one step in the proper direction.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Going to the air. Tagovailoa. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
And that doesn't have to gain big yardage to be an impactful play, because if you can get those pass rushers second-guessing themselves that they might get hit with a screen, maybe you can wind up slowing them down just a step. And if you do that, that's a win for that play.
And defensively going with a dime set. 6 DBs on 3rd and 4. A play fake for Gaskin. Now Tua. Got a man. It's Waddle, complete. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10.
For the kind of game he's had so far, you had to know that on 3rd down that they would be looking his way, and they did, for big yardage and a 1st down. I think the defense fell asleep at the switch on that one. I would have doubled him, tripled him, anything to keep the ball out of his hands.
And to give this time to the tailback. And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. 45 yards rushing for him now with a couple of touchdown runs to boot.
We both know it's difficult, but they've made it look effortless out there. Through the air, on the ground, they've moved the ball with relative ease.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Dolphins touchdown. Myles Gaskin on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Dolphins open the lead up to 34-0. Everybody in the stadium knew what they were going to do right there, CD. 3 tight ends on the field, all that extra bulk, and they run it in.
And you saw where that one went, right? You run it over your best blocker. I can just see the head coach right now. I want to run this one over the big boy. And they got it done.
Extra point up and good by Sanders. And the rout is on here in this first half. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. Olszewski going to hold on to this one. Touchback. Another go-around now for the Patriot offense. And 3 and out on the last drive. No points on the scoreboard. A little soul-searching now?
I would say so, and they need to help out their defense a little bit. They've had to be on the field a lot more than normal, put them in some tough spots. But what's the old adage? When you get another chance, it gives you a better chance to do it right.
And he's going to have a Patriots first down as the tackle made at the 35-yard line. But you said it earlier in the quarter when we saw a broken tackle then that we might see some missed tackles here early on in week 1, and that's another one right there.
Yeah, not a surprise at all. It will even out as the season extends because everyone will get used to the play speed. But right now, here in the early season, the advantage definitely goes to the offense.
And Duke Riley will get credit for the tackle. So, CD, big changes for 2021. Of course, last year we had the expansion from 6 to 7 teams in each conference making the playoffs. This year, the headline, the addition of a 17th regular season game. What did you think when you heard the news that this was happening?
Well, my first thought, partner, was finally, because we've heard about a 17th game coming for a long time, and now here it is. So the beautiful part about all of it is that 17th game is going to be like these interdivision, interconference type games that are going to match up and play out over a 4-year period. And that's kind of cool. And I was looking forward to seeing some of the matchups that were going to come out of that for that 17th game. And could that be the game that decides a bunch of division titles?
And he'll be taken down with a first down as they get about 14 out of that one. And we go to the 2-minute warning. Now after the running play, we've got a man down on the field. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes, we'll again head down to visit with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando, back for another year. He'll have scores from around the NFL here on this opening weekend. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down.
And Brandon, as you know, sometimes it's a lot tougher to run with these tight ends nowadays in the NFL. They're just bigger wide receivers. He lined up on the left side of the formation, ran a drag route across the field, and tried to work his way open. He was able to make the catch, but the defenders were there, couldn't do a whole lot with it afterwards.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Jones. Not much there, only a yard.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
Here's 2nd and 9. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. That's swung out wide to Harris. Now the Patriots will use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Took nearly the entire first half, but a first red zone opportunity for him here. It's 1st and 10 from the 12. They'll look to throw again. That's to Aguilar. Touchdown, Patriots. Nelson Aguilar. There to make the grab. And the Patriots get a late score here in the final minute of the first half. Extra point splits the uprights, and that'll cut the lead down a bit to 28. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. On the return, Lynn Bowden. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line. Myles Gaskin and the rest of the Dolphin offense ready to get back to work here. He's over 40 yards here in the second quarter. Been nice and effective for them, hasn't he?
He has definitely been dependable and really shouldn't underestimate what he's getting done here because anytime...
A fight for it, and this is caught. What a catch. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. Tua, the final shot before half. He's going to let it go deep for the end zone. And this one is incomplete. So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. And welcome back to football, everybody. We've got a full slate of 16 games here to start the new season. So let's take our first trip around the NFL. We'll begin up at Bank of America Stadium in Uptown Charlotte, where it was definitely a game with some intrigue, as you can see by the scoreline. Cam Newton with 3 touchdown passes in the Week 1 victory. From there, we head to the Big Apple, more specifically to MetLife Stadium in Jersey to check on the Giants. And they trail the visiting Denver Broncos in that one. Jerry Jeudy, a touchdown reception. Lastly, let's get up to Buffalo to check on the Bills. And they were losers in that one to the visiting Pittsburgh Steelers. Ben Roethlisberger, 2 touchdown passes, as his guys are able to get the victory in their season opener. Meanwhile, our game has been a boat race. Very one-sided to this point. And for the call of the second half,
we'll see if Week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. And no fireworks to start the half. This will be a touchback. Well, the Patriots taking over to start quarter number 3. And they have a mountainous deficit looming in front of them. It was really, Charles, a disaster of a first half. So where do they go from here?
Well, first thing they have to remember is that what's done is done, and there's no going back. And now you have to play this drive by drive. Obviously, come back in this spot, pretty unlikely. But you still have to go out, take pride in your work, and try and put something together here in the second half.
A run there on first down gets 3 up to the 28.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
Now a man open down the middle of the field.
Jacoby Myers made the team as an undrafted free agent. He's one of the few holdovers from last year, and he was the most productive. Led the team with 59 catches. Wants to add a few more to his career total as this game moves on.
They'll run on first down. It's Harris, and a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42.
That's a really nice, tough run inside, and they gained 5 yards on it. And to be frank about it, most offenses don't expect to get 5 yards on a play call like that. So when they do, they go back to their huddle with a little pep in their steps. They're starting to think that they're starting to dominate the line of scrimmage.
And 3 yards there takes him to the 45. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
Jones on 3rd and 2. Open man is Jacoby Myers. He's got it. And he's got a first down as he's up to the 4. They hand this off to Harris. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6.
At the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back to huddle and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
And he'll get this down close to a first down at about the Dolphins' 42. 96 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. Play number 7 coming on this drive. It's 3rd and inches. Operating from the gun, Jones. Oh, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going. The Patriots send out their punter as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. And it's a fake here on 4th and inches. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with the football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. So they went with a trickery there on the fake punt, hoping to catch that return team flat-footed, but it did not work out.
And you were talking about trying to catch them flat-footed. That's what they were hoping for, trying to catch them off guard. But that's a well-coached team on the other side. They were more than prepared, and they were able to stop it.
He'll let this go deep for Ruggs. And it'll be incomplete. Good job staying with him defensively, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
Finally, a good play there defensively on the deep ball. The secondary has had its struggles this entire game. Offensively, they've had their way with them.
On 2nd down now, it's Lindsey. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8. Coming up.
A 2-yard gain on the play. And it's 3rd down.
Ready. Slice through. Get in the weight room. Get in the weight room.
Right there. 54. Right there. Right there. 54 Mike.
So don't say nothing.
54 Mike. 54 Mike.
Here's Tagovailoa to throw. And he's got his tight end. It's Mike Gesicki. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone.
And that's well executed there on 3rd down. And I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a 1st down.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second-half blowout material. Here's a give to Lindsey. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, got to like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a 1st down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
They'll run with Lindsey, and he will take it in for a Dolphins touchdown. Phillip Lindsey, already his 2nd touchdown here in this opening weekend. And the Dolphins just continue to pour it on. So this looking more and more like it is going to be a successful kickoff to their campaign as they add on here.
And partner, you know NFL coaches, they're on the sideline thinking about all the little things that need correcting. But for the most part, they've got to be ecstatic with the way this season has started out.
Extra point up and good by Sanders, and that will extend this big lead.
Jason Sanders to kick off for Miami.
Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. Olszewski going to hold on to this one. Touchback. New England's offense set to go. They are right now just ice cold. I mean, they have struggled big time in this game, and they're getting blown out. How do they adjust?
So tough because we always talk about it being a team game and you need all 11 working well together. But every now and then, partner, you need that one guy who can make a play against all odds that maybe can... things, and I think that's what they're looking for right now.
Yeah, you talk about going to your playmakers, they probably need to do it.
Find someone that you're used to touching the football that makes big plays and give them that opportunity to maybe wake up everyone else.
And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Jerome Baker there on the tackle. Throwing on second down. Jones, throw left side, going to be taken in by Harris. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45.
He's had success running the football. This is more or less an extension of that because they drop it off to him on the screen. And I'll bet he's thinking to himself, if I didn't have to slow up a bit here in traffic, I could have really made something out of that one.
On third down, here's Harris. Finds a seam inside the 40. And all the way down to the 33-yard line. 130 yards. Rushing for him now as his sensational afternoon continues. So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory, down at the 33.
29 is Mike 29. Hey, they're scared. They're scared. 29 is Mike.
Back to throw. Jones. Open man is born. Now he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good. Gain of 9 on first down. Just a yard to go here on second down.
Everybody scoot up, scoot up.
Looking to throw. Jones. And the ball is out. Jones got hit and lost it.
A lot of bad news on that play for them, wasn't there? Lost the football, lost a lot of yardage, but I think the good news outweighs it. Able to retain possession. That was big for them.
29 is Mike. Mike 29. Watch the pass.
Now Jones on third down. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped.
Or maybe this offense has learned something from watching their counterparts work. I'm wondering if their coaching staff said, let's do what they've been doing the entire game, because that's worked well. This offense, they have not looked particularly good all game long. But a nice throw there for a good gain and a first down.
And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. They'll run again with Harris. Gets past one man. And they'll get to him just inside the 15, even after that strong run we witnessed. Give him 4 on the carry, and it'll make this a 3rd and about 2.
Back-to-back 4-yard runs. Now, look, if they just do that all the way downfield, ball ends up in the end zone, but that's a little difficult to do.
Yeah, I think now 3rd and 2, that defense ready to stiffen up and stop that run. On 3rd down, Harris. And he's able to pick up the first down before he's tackled right at the 10.
Someone's been having a good game so far, and you know something? A lot of it's been power running. They decided to turn him loose again on 3rd down, didn't they?
They did indeed. He delivered the tough yards. So not quite a 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10. Here's Harris. The tough run gets him just inside the 10 to the 9, but no further. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
On 2nd and 9, Jones. He's got a man. It's his fullback. And that's good for a gain of 6, and that'll lead here to a 3rd down.
Well, this has certainly been a nice drive with the way they've spread the football around. Here, they even get the fullback involved in the passing game. That's got to cause a lot of consternation on the defensive side. You got to cover him, too. That makes things really difficult.
That's to Aguilar. Touchdown, Patriots. Nelson Aguilar. Second touchdown here in this opening weekend. And the Patriots able to get this back to within at least some measure of respectability. Point after, right down the middle. And that'll cut the lead down a bit to 28. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. Bowden now to return. And he will be taken down here on the return on what will wind up being the final play of this 3rd quarter. We are through 3 quarters here on NFL Kickoff Weekend. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And this has been quite a performance to kick off the new year on the road, no less, as they try to finish things off here in the 4th quarter. A contested ball here, and it's going to be caught. And he gets this deep into Patriot territory. It's a big play there for Miami. Typically with catches like that, we talk about the height of the wide receiver, but he's one of the shorter receivers in the NFL.
And it doesn't seem to matter, does it? Put the tape measure away. How about some of these guys under 6 feet tall? Antonio Brown, T.Y. Hilton, and Super Bowl 53 MVP, Julian Edelman.
So the field flips here as they'll go to work at the 20 now on 1st and 10.
Hey, check Mike 21, Mike 21, check Mike 21. Oh, here we go. Oh. Hey, check Mike 21.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Wide open receiver complete. Touchdown Dolphins. Will Fuller. A 20-yard touchdown.
And the Dolphins are closing in on a winning start to the year as they extend their fourth quarter lead.
Good throw there, and I don't want to blow it too out of proportion, but he looks a lot more comfortable in his second season.
You can tell he put the work in the offseason, and what I mean by that is understanding the playbook. Not just the plays and how to execute them, but how to do it against a variety of defenses. Also understands his team better, what they can and cannot do. You can see the confidence rising in him as he plays.
Jason Sanders to kick off for Miami.
Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders.
Olszewski going to hold on to this one. Touchback. New England trying to get a place on offense. And whatever promise they showed in the preseason has not translated into week one because they have not been particularly competitive here at home, no less. So these fans just kind of beside themselves right now.
Now a pass dumped off to his running back. So he stopped for no gain. And it'll be 2nd and 10.
So that a nice throw, but it hasn't really turned out to be the grand debut that many had hoped for. His team's down double digits. So what have you seen, CD?
About what I expected, really, because for a youngster making his first start in the NFL, I kind of expected to see these things. A few bumps along the way, maybe not the plays you expect to see or want to see. But remember, he's not going to the Hall of Fame off this first start. It's going to be an accumulation of games before we have a fully accurate reading.
Here's Jones from the gun on 3rd down. Complete. Hunter Henry with a grab.
And he will have a Patriots first down. They needed 4. He doubled that. He wound up getting 8.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
Jones throw pulled in by Aguilar.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50.
Well, this game is certainly pretty well over. They can go ahead and mark it in the win column. But as a defense, they don't want to get so soft now that everybody just throws the ball all over the place against them, gets big yardage, and puts points on the board. They have pride, too, on that side of the ball.
Toward the right sideline, but it's incomplete.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Jones.
And that one going to be off target and incomplete.
At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense, they're just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
They'll get this to his tight end. It's Jonnu Smith. And he's out of bounds as he gets this down to the 45. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down. The Dolphins going to take their 2nd timeout. That's going to leave them with just 1 remaining here in this 4th quarter. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. It's caught by Aguilar. And he's going to get this inside the 30.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
Back to throw again. Now Jones is hit. He lost the football. And this is picked up by the Dolphins. 30. 10.
You gotta love it, baby. Give me some more.
And this is brought all the way back. A fumble recovery and taken to the house for a Miami touchdown. So this defense clicking early in the year, week 1, the return for a touchdown.
The organization made a concerted effort in the offseason to improve this defense. I have to say they like the early returns.
Extra point up and good by Sanders, and the lead will swell by 1 more. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there, grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6.
Olszewski going to hold on to this one. Touchback.
Out comes the New England offense to see what they can do this time. Jones now throwing on first down. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll make it 2nd and a foot or so.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
On 2nd and inches, Jones. And a quick throw here, that's complete.
And the Patriots added Nelson Aguilar in free agency, and he's going to be part of this rebuilt receiving corps from a year ago. Really upped his value around the league with a solid season with the Raiders last year, increased his confidence, as well as having a career high in receiving yards.
Let's get off the field, D. Let's get off the field, D.
Jones on 1st and 10. It's brought in by Harris. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. They'll contain him to just 4, 2nd down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling him almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
He's certainly been a huge factor in this when he's got the 2 touchdowns to his credit. Now they look to him again. He picks up the 1st.
Yeah, I can hear everyone saying, well, why don't you cover him, double him, triple him, do what you have to do. But sometimes they get locked into such a groove and such a connection, it doesn't matter how many guys are in his area.
He certainly looks to be in that groove right now. Defensively, you look at the numbers. Another incomplete pass that we just saw, and they're under 200 yards passing for the game, so they've done their job on that side of the ball.
Yeah, recently I was actually working a game where a quarterback had a streak of 5 straight games without a 200-yard game, and that was a big talk, both in his town and amongst his team. How do we get the passing game going? So big credit to them, holding them under 200 today. We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there. He's got his man. It's Kendrick Bourne. And he will have a Patriots first down as they're able to get the... Third down conversion. Again, he'll drop to throw. The Dolphins get there this time, and they bring him down. Christian Wilkins able to run him down for a loss of 12 that time. It has been a rough afternoon for him trying to get rid of the football. CD, that's now 5 sacks.
How'd you like to be the offensive coordinator, the offensive line coach trying to come up with an answer for this pass rush? What blocking assignments do you change? Can guys play a little bit better? And we're seeing the end result on the scoreboard. Long day in the pocket for their quarterback.
And he drops it incomplete, and their struggles continue here.
When you run in the slant, timing is everything, and against that man coverage, there was no space available, and incompletion as a result.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw, and that will be incomplete.
Certainly looked like someone was very confident in his ability to fit that one in. I would say he was overconfident because there wasn't a whole lot of separation there. Had that one covered pretty well downfield and knocked it away.
And this will be out of bounds, and they spot it at the 15-yard line. Not too bad. Miami's offense set and ready to go. And Charles, had a very one-sided affair. I think we reached... the point in the broadcast for you and I, we may have some filling to do, right?
Yeah, I think you're right about that because we got to try and keep people around. We don't want them to change the channel. Stay with us in this game. Is that Ben Ramsar? Are you hearing from Ben on the headset here? Tell us, stretch this thing out a little bit.
Get some talking points. Dig them all out.
That's what you get. A big-time producer. Keep them here.
63 yards for him on the ground now and 3 touchdowns to go along with it.
It's always been funny to me, Brandon, when coaches always talk about on hot days like the one we have here. It's hot for both teams. But when one team has the advantage, when one team is running the ball really well and closing things out, it's hotter for the defensive side, and they sag a lot quicker.
Yeah, they say the dog days of August, the heat we're seeing here today, dog days of September, and the advantage right now on the offensive side. On 1st and 10, it's Lindsey. And they're able to get this one across the 35.
As many games as the two of us do, I would hope that one day we'll be able to solve this riddle. Why is it on a hot day that one team has more trouble with the heat than another, and especially when you can't stop a guy running the ball?
You know it's September in the booth, though, when you and I have both removed our coats, and those were gone in the first quarter.
They were gone in the first quarter, and what we're watching now is a defense mentally giving in and sagging a little bit because they haven't been able to stop him.
Historically, this is such a tough, loud venue, but you can hear a pin drop right now. A lot of fans long gone, not used to seeing a lopsided score like this. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Dolphins have it as we welcome you back in. They've got a 2nd down now as they look to salt this one away. Here's Carter. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3.
The end result was brute force on brute force, but think about everything that's going on if you're playing defensive tackle. You're dealing with at least one blocker across from you, trying to deal with him, shed him, and maybe even a second one before you have to try and make the tackle on the big guy.
An extra corner comes on now for the Patriots D on 3rd down. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. And carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. Another run with Gaskin. And he'll get it down here to the 43. Dante Hightower on the stop.
Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure if you're a back, you spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
5 yards remain on second down.
Let's go deep, tighten up. Let's go deep, tighten up.
Right there.
Now a handoff for Lindsey. They follow up the gain of 5 by only getting 1 there on second down. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
As an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for the Dolphins, it's a fantastic start as they roll to a blowout victory here in the season opener. And they'll head back home next week to take on the Buffalo Bills. Meanwhile, for the Patriots, they go down to defeat here in the opener. And they'll try and turn things around next week as they have a date at MetLife Stadium with the New York Jets. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.